I'm going to build a AB switch box with this relay, which has normal open and normal close, and when you feed it 12 volt you can switch states to one or the other, and it should change fast enough that the DC current should still keep the device powered. I have a selection of barrel jack female inserts here. I'm going to have just 2.5s and 2.1s because I have all sorts of cables with this different sizes, so that'll just help me find common and source A, source B. So source A will be, say, a USB 12 volt source, and source B might be the lithium battery, and then the output will be in the middle, and I'll have to feed it different things. So I've got different connectors to make different cables, and we're off to the races. I think is the first one in. It's a 2.1. I'll just check that for clearance. Maybe I'll have to stick the second row down here. Yep, going good. Underneath, getting there. I have finished this much so far. These are all the barrel jacks. These are all the internals, and that's the relay with it. It's got two separate relay circuits in there with this common trigger. So that's how I got the positive and negative wired up. And then I'm just going to put in a trigger feed for the relay, and then I'm going to make the switch box where the switch is actually remote. So here's the 99% finished version of the switch box. Distribution area / relay, and that's the trigger, and trigger send. So when I put power on that, it should swap between this one and this one to go to this one. So here's the 12 volt trigger. We currently have a normally open circuit. Triggering now. We now have a closed circuit. Open, closed. Now we'll put it on the normally closed, so it'll beep straight away. It'll beep straight away. Now we'll apply power and we'll open it. So that's the other half of the AB circuit. And here we are at final stage. There's a box for this, but the interesting thing here is, or the planned thing here, is this button looks the same when it's on and when it's off. And if you're not near this, you can't hear the sound changing, because this is remote, like 10 meters away. There we go, huh? Pretty snaz. So here's the unit all finished up. I have a power running into normally closed relay and leaving via the common, and the normally open circuit is open at the moment. And when I've set this up to measure the voltage on my switch circuit, I have a potential difference of 0 basically, because it's been triggered. Now if I let it go, I've basically undone the circuit, and now that it's normally closed, which is its normal position, the test sound card turns on, and then when I press this button again, activating the relay, this one turns off. So it should be normally closed and letting power through, but I've now activated the circuit and turned off the test sound card. Now for the second power supply, I have an identical power unit. I'm going to put it on the other side, and on goes the sound card. Now when I switch states from one to the other, you'll see here the measurement of my loop changes. The sound card stays on. Now there is a swap over glitch in the sound card, and I have not confirmed whether that's going to interrupt its function or not, but you can see there on the input lights that it jumps up and down, but everything here remains going. That'll be a nice little test. So the idea is to not test between identical power sources. The idea is to test all sorts of different power sources like batteries and GAN chargers and things like that. So happy days and happy more testing.